Black Cat stiffened when he noticed Lu Ming's appearance. Then he shook his head nonchalantly, threw the original card aside in disgust, licked his smooth hair, stretched himself, and fell asleep lazily. Lu Ming? Do you think he is blind? What to pretend to be? He stretched out his hand, and the original card appeared in his hand, and the cracks on it seemed to get deeper. No wonder the original lightning card that was clearly tested last time mutated inexplicably. No wonder he felt that the cracks on the lightning original card were getting more and more terrifying. Brother Cat? Lu Ming sighed deeply. Black Cat. It seems to have fallen asleep. What about that? Lu Ming was also very sad. Let me tell you first, I don't mind if you grind your teeth, but if my original card is broken, we will both be doomed. Meow. A black shadow appeared in front of him. Flashed. The original card in Lu Ming's hand has disappeared. Click. Click. It actually took it to chew again. This guy obviously heard what Lu Ming said, so the meaning of the meow just now should be, don't worry, it will definitely not be broken. Probably, maybe, right. That's all he could understand. Since it couldn't be broken, he didn't bother to care. After all, Yuan Ka spends most of his time lying in the sea of consciousness, next to this guy. Can he really keep staring at this place 24 hours a day? What's more, when the black cat grinds its teeth, it seems to pour some special power into it, and this is how the lightning original card is created. Lu Ming was thoughtful. I hope nothing will happen again. Seeing the black cat obsessed with teeth grinding, he could only leave the sea of consciousness. Return to reality. Lu Ming opened the store. Today, he had some other things to do. Outside the store, there are still people passing through. Lu Ming opened the record on his notepad. He was waiting for the first place, the one who lasted the longest in the Fruit Ninja event. The one who persists the longest within 7 days will be rewarded 10,000 yuan. This was originally agreed upon. Therefore, Lu Ming kept this 10,000. However, what surprised him was that it was getting late and the lights were gradually turning on, but he still didn't see that person appearing. You gave up on your own initiative? Lu Ming was a little surprised. 10,000 yuan is not a small amount for ordinary people. And just then, there were footsteps outside the door, and a figure wearing a peaked cap appeared and said in a hoarse voice, "Hello, I'm here to get the Fruit Ninja reward." Okay. Lu Ming smiled, "I've been waiting for you for a long time, please tell me how you are." "Leave the number." The figure said the number. After Lu Ming confirmed, he said, "Please sign." The figure stepped forward and lowered his head to sign. Something is wrong. Lu Ming's eyes suddenly narrowed. This guy. It seemed like I didn't see his face clearly from the beginning to the end. Just wearing a peaked cap and lowering your head shouldn't make you completely invisible. But there seems to be a hazy feeling blocking me. Not to mention, in the middle of the night, they were bowing their heads and wearing hats. What kind of quirk is this? It shouldn't be. It's just a reward for receiving a Fruit Ninja, and it's not going to a club. Does it need to be so mysterious? Moreover, he remembered that this guy persisted for a full 300 seconds, and his reaction speed was astonishingly fast. He should be a practitioner with extremely fast reaction speed. There seems to be something wrong with this body shape? The more Lu Ming thought about it, the more something was wrong. And at this moment, the figure signed the signature in a low-key manner, took the wad of cash and prepared to leave. Snapped. Lu Ming put one hand directly on the money. Huh? Came the figure's hoarse and indifferent voice. Sorry. Lu Ming looked at him with a smile. Please wait a moment. What are you doing? The figure was a little hurried. I'm in a hurry. Ha ha. Lu Ming said with a smile, in order to prevent the wrong order, we need to verify your identity. I will contact you with your number now. Please wait. Trouble. The figure said impatiently, it's only 10,000, but I don't want to cause such trouble. After that, he actually turned around and walked out. Ha. Lu Ming sneered, went up and pushed him to the ground. Sure enough, the hat on the figure's head was thrown aside, revealing a familiar face. A shrill scream came, Brother. Brother, I was wrong. Brother Lu, be gentle. Hiss, it hurts. Are you promising? Lu Ming took advantage of the situation and said again. Kick him over. Brother, I was really wrong. Zhong Xiaopang squatted on the ground aggrievedly. That's right. This guy is the one who pretended to claim the first place reward. Lu Ming remembered that Fruit Ninja was very popular that day, and Fatty John would occasionally come over to join in the fun, but he didn't expect that this guy would write down the number to cause trouble. Ha ha. Lu Ming said expressionlessly, you're quite capable. What about that? Zhong Xiaopang laughed awkwardly. Brother Lu, look, no one came to pick it up. I just thought about it. Don't let it go to waste. Ha ha. Lu Ming sneered. Even if no one takes it, the money is still yours. What a waste. This guy has obviously had this plan for a long time. How do you know he's not coming? Lu Ming looked at Zhong Xiaopang. I've seen it a long time ago. Zhong Xiaopang chuckled, that guy is young and has a good temperament. At first glance, he doesn't look like an ordinary person, and he doesn't look like a local. He probably just happened to come to Qingming City that day. I came to this Fruit Ninja event and participated out of curiosity, so I wrote it down. Then you will wait for him today. If he doesn't come, you will pick it up yourself. Lu Ming said slowly. Hee hee. Zhong Xiaopang laughed dryly. Get out. Lu Ming didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He specially set aside time today just to give the other party a reward. Unexpectedly, the real owner didn't come, so Zhong Xiaopang was waiting for him. See you later. Zhong Xiaopang ran away. It's really. Lu Ming was also speechless. This guy is simply superb. Shaking his head, he was about to close the door, but saw the peaked cap on the ground. Hey, when Zhong Xiaopang left, didn't he take this thing with him? This hat. Lu Ming put on the hat curiously. Buzz. A faint glow of energy passed by. Lu Ming felt that his figure seemed to be enveloped by a layer of energy, becoming ethereal, and his figure and face changed slightly. Consumption is very low. Interesting. Lu Ming thought thoughtfully. In the card maker's production process, cards are just a carrier, and some other professions can naturally use other things as carriers. For example, this hat. It was made into a piece of equipment with stealth capabilities. No wonder Zhong Xiaopang dared to bring this thing out to show off. Unfortunately, this guy is slightly bigger and cannot be concealed from the eyes of those who are familiar with it. As for why he left it behind, I'm afraid one of them felt useless, and the other was in a hurry to leave and didn't dare to come in to pick up the hat, right? Lu Ming was amused for a while. Never mind. Give it to him next time he comes. It's late at night. Lu Ming closed the store. After activating layers of anti-theft measures, he continued to study the mysterious card. Sand. Sand. Lu Ming looked solemn and was drawing seriously. The drawing of basic textures is the best way to see the foundation. This is why the older generation of card makers dislike him, the founder of Fruit Ninja. Because the textures he drew were too rough. What is rough? It's just like writing, it's a little sloppy and ugly, as long as you can recognize the word, it doesn't matter whether what you write is standard or not. This is the lowest level of card making. Because of this rough drawing, problems can easily arise. The textures they draw will ultimately be run through energy, so if the textures are not standardized enough, it will eventually affect the final effect. If you can't see one, what about hundreds of them? What about thousands of pieces? Sometimes you can't even find the reason for your failure. Therefore, the basics are particularly important for card makers. Sand. Sand. There was only the quiet sound of pen writing in the room. 85%. 90%. 95%. Lu Ming is constantly learning these lines. His originally sloppy textures had already become clean and concise at this stage, so learning the last 20% of the textures was extremely smooth. Soon. He blends these lines together. These 300 lines were finally mastered. I learned it. Lu Ming felt relieved. He is very satisfied with his study these days. Although his own energy has not improved, his continuous learning and drawing have made up for his weak foundation. He tries to draw Fruit Ninja again. The same cards, the same design drawings, the drawn cards seem to have no difference in function. But only he knows how powerful his control of energy will be after mastering those 300 basic lines, and the benefit to him is, the drawing speed will increase linearly. It took him time to make one card, but now he can make 3. Amazing speed. This way, I can make more cards during my internship. Lu Ming analyzed calmly. Then, the next step is to improve the speed of cultivation itself. Lu Ming's eyes fell on this special mysterious card. As an extremely difficult card, the speed of practice it could bring must be terrifying. Come on. Lu Ming took a deep breath. First time trying to make this mysterious card. Sand. Sand. Lu Ming put pen to paper again. Because he had practiced it countless times, the drawing was smoother than he imagined. After one failure due to hand shaking, the second time I drew it perfectly. Time taken, 1 hour. Buzz. Accompanied by a faint glow. The card in Lu Ming's hand was successfully produced. The back of the card turned into a pitch-black card surface, with those lines vaguely visible, while on the front of the card, a blurry virtual image of an alien beast appeared. This is a very special 1-star card. Lu Ming sensed it and found that the energy requirement was as high as 300 points. Certainly. These are not the point either. What excites Lu Ming the most is that when making this card, the energy flow was very smooth and the activity was very high, which brought about a slight increase in energy. From 63 points, it was directly increased to 64 points. It's absolutely terrifying. So strong. Lu Ming was shocked. You know, he just improved to 63 points this morning. The training speed of this card is so much higher than Fruit Ninja. This is the training card he wants. Certainly. Although this card is powerful enough, it can only be used as a training card. Because of the terrifying energy requirement of 300 points, Lu Ming is not even qualified to use it. Would you like to try the effect? Lu Ming was a little excited. Although he cannot activate it himself, if he activates the instrument and prepares energy cards, he can still see the effect of this card. But thinking about it carefully, Lu Ming gave up on this idea. It was too wasteful. Because it won't be used at all this time. The card activation instrument is too large and inconvenient to carry. In his own words, he knows in what year he will reach 300 energy points. In this case, it is better to keep these energy cards and use them during practice, which may increase the speed of practice. Extracting the energy from the ruins energy ores to make energy cards can complete the energy cycle, but it is not very efficient. With each additional energy card, Lu Ming can practice faster. To him, making this mysterious card is the time to practice at high speed. With this card, Lu Ming's eyes flashed, and he was looking forward to the internship. Certainly. Before that, some preparations must be made. For example, the name of the mysterious card. Although this card cannot be actually tested, he can still guess the effect. He thought for a while, took out a white label and pasted it on the upper right corner of the mysterious card, and wrote a very appropriate name for it. Cow's crazy.